When you say the story you were trying to tell, that probably includes the story you weren't trying to tell, the story that you didn't want to tell. Did you always consider it kind of a binary, that there were things that this documentary wasn't going to try to answer and wasn't going to try to do?
Yeah, because I frankly thought there was an impossibility to it. I think that I feel like I'm too humble to think that, like, how am I possibly going to get to an answer or get to a place that hundreds, if not more than hundreds of people have tried to get to over the course of 2 decades. And so I really, it's nice that my desire to relieve myself of that burden happened to jive with, frankly, something that wasn't as interesting to me. And so, yes, I sort of knew that for me, I can steer clear of that being the ultimate pursuit. Not that I knew it, not that I wanted to ignore the question. It just wasn't, why I was here.
Probably 99 out of 100 documentary filmmakers, if they're going to do this story, they're going to do couple things. They're going to make a two-hour movie, and they're going to start with the end. They're probably going to start with the verdict and work backward from that. So let me start with the second part of that question. Sure. You clearly didn't want to do that, and that guided a lot of the storytelling, or did the storytelling guide that decision?
No, I actually think there were some fundamental things that guided how I wanted to tell the story, and primarily it was, if you're going to do this, there's no reason to do this if you're going to tell the story the way it's been told or attempted to be told over the course of however many years. And so for me, it was, I know this story, I want to discuss things that are beyond a story of the murder and the trial. And so how do I alert an audience from the get-go that that's not what this thing is? And so for me, it was very clear that I wanted to start in a place where if you're watching this, you get that, no, that's not the framing device. I want to tell a longer, bigger, more inclusive story, both of O.J. as a man and of our country. And so, I have to start in a place, and I also make sure you don't end in a place, don't get to the verdict in a place where you're like, okay, it's the end of the story. And so that was that was a driving force more than it was something I arrived at far into the process.